What's up, you guys? I'm here with a new video today, and I'm here to do, upon request, I'm here to do the next installment of Choose Your Destruction. It was a segment I started in my last video. It was just kind of like a mini series segment for the rest of this format. We only have 1 month left in this format, but I want to go over decks and I like to open it up. It's a discussion video on what kind of destruction inside deck cards players use for different matchups, whether it be on the competitive level, the casual level, the local level, YCS level, regional level, etc. And here I just have some cards that I've seen are just very common that are sided against Mermail. I did the first episode on Fire Fist. You guys can check that out on my channel. But here I have cards from Mermail this time. Mermail being easily one of the top played decks and main picks for a lot of players going into whether it be locals or any of these competitive events. And I just noticed a lot of common trends for Fire Fist players, cards they're siding, and for other decks that they're siding against these decks in order to combat them. Mermail, there's a lot of versions of Mermail. A lot of people are going with Patrick Hoban's version of Mermail. A lot of people do like his build, the Recklesses, the Upstarts, the lack of infantry, stuff like that. But a lot of players like to stick to standard Mermails, and I feel that regardless of what build you're playing against, these cards just listed are some of the best options you have. And of course, in the comments below, I just want you guys to discuss what cards you use and why, and also cards that I forgot. I purposely leave cards out because I like to see if people catch up on them, and also I don't remember all of them off of the top of my head, but these are just ones that I've seen. So Fossil Dyna. We'll start with Fossil Dyna. Very simple. This card is literally just the nuts against Mermail. It's good pretty much in any situation. Being able to summon it outright with back row going first is amazing because they can't really do a lot of things. They can normal summon cards like Pike, they can normal summon the one Dragoons, normal summon the one Marksman. But if you're summoning this monster in attack mode, you better have some protection for it. So, I mean, this card is just really good. Offensively, and then defensively its effect is amazing. Setting it and it gets flipped up, you blow up their whole board. Really good. This card has just always been a staple against Mermail, and it's just good not only against Mermail but against other decks like Heretics and Geargia and decks that special summon a lot. So this card has always just been a staple for most side decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! Max C, this card is not really a destruction card. This card is kind of like a disruption card, and I mean we already know what Max C does, but basically Max C has gone down in play. It's not on a lot of main decks anymore because Effect Veiler is clearly better this format. Veiler is a real format card. Effects are what really matter. Fire Fist is a huge deck, but Max C is really good for games 2 and 3 against Mermail because you know you hinder them. You're trying to hinder them from special summoning and going off with their crazy combos. So Max C is just good. Very self-explanatory. This is my personal favorite card here to talk about, Vanity's Fiend. This is a card that I really like. I feel that at times I like it a lot more than Vanity's Emptiness. The reason being is that it is a body. It is a full-bodied monster that is able to at least, you know, get in some damage and is able to really lock out the opponent. And as good as Vanity's Emptiness is, I feel that there's a lot more answers to Vanity's Emptiness. A simple Mystical Space Typhoon on another back row can disrupt Vanity's Emptiness. And even though you are able to chain Vanity's Emptiness, which I like a lot, I feel that outright, I would rather just summon Vanity's Fiend and just lock them completely out, because none of their regular monsters can get over this card. The only card that they would have to be able to somehow resolve would be, what is it? Aqua Spirit, but I mean, they're not even going to get the chance to. Like, a lot of people are saying if they had an Aqua Spirit on board and for some reason you can't kill it. Like, I've been given these crazy scenarios, and I'm like, you know, these, like, never happen, but I have to throw them out there. If for some reason an Aqua Spirit is already on board and you summon Vanity's Fiend and you somehow don't get rid of it, they're just going to tilt it during the next turn and get over it. But, I mean, that's so random that it doesn't really count, but I had to include it because when people asked me about Vanity's Fiend, they said that was the one thing they didn't like, but if you're running into that situation, something must have went wrong. But I love Vanity's Fiend. I think it's one of the best cards. Very simple to set up and summon, and it's just really good because it locks them out. It's 2400, and it's really hard for the Mermails to get over that. Dimensional Fissure is self-explanatory. It's at 1. Sucks that it's at 1, but this card alone locks them out. All their effects are pretty much null and void, so Dimensional Fissure is a really good card. I don't need to even talk about it. Debunk is another personal favorite of mine. I do side Vanity's Fiend and Debunk and Fossil Dyna and Maxi. I side all these cards. I really do like Debunk. Debunk is just an amazing card. A lot of people I don't think realize just how good this card is. I've made countless videos on Debunk talking about Debunk, and it's just really good. It answers Linde. It answers any effect that they discard. It answers Title. It answers. I mean, the fact that it answers Title is huge. Title is so important to the deck now that whenever they try to summon it, if you can banish it and it's gone, that's just a huge sigh of relief because that card is really annoying. It comes out of nowhere, and that's how they set up a lot of their OTKs. So Debunk's is really good against things like that. And it's good against hand traps too, but I mean, for the Mermail matchup, you can pretty much stop the entire deck with this card. So I really do think this card is one of the best. Macrocosmos, pretty much an auto win. When you had it at 3, it was pretty much an auto win. If they didn't have Typhoon or Decree, it's pretty much an auto win. So self-explanatory. It's at 1 along with D-Fissure. If your deck can support them, side them both. It's just really good. Mind Crush, another card I really like. I saw a lot of people starting to side deck this. Basically, the thing is, if they reveal Megalo, discard their monsters, and you Mind Crush it, they're really, really behind. Mind Crush is really good. The deck is constantly searching, so you are able to really effectively use Mind Crush. I like it. I like the fact that you can get a look at your opponent's hand and that you have knowledge during the entire game, and knowledge is what wins games. So Mind Crush is just really good card. You don't have to side it, but I really like it. It's also good against Fire Fizz. It's good against pretty much every deck. Every deck searches, so I think Mind Crush is just a really good card. Soul Drain, another one of my favorite cards because Soul Drain locks out Mermail again. And these three, they're the trifecta: the Soul Drain, the D-Fissure, and the Macro. If your deck is able to support having these in the side deck, they're just great cards to have. Locking out all their effects is huge. I really like Soul Drain. And Vanity's Emptiness. Now, I already talked about how I prefer Vanity's Fiend, but I'll say that Vanity's Emptiness is also, you can't knock Vanity's Emptiness. Card's really good. The fact that it's chainable. I think chainable traps are just huge this format, and anyone will agree with me. A lot of players have said it, and that's where, I get a lot of this information. Being able to chain to what your opponent does, being able to react to what your opponent does is huge in this game. So Vanity's Emptiness is definitely one of those cards that can do that. As they're starting to go off, you're able to lock them out with Vanity's Emptiness. The only thing I'll say about Vanity's Emptiness is that it's very susceptible to cards like Mystical Space Typhoon, Dust Tornado, Twister, etc. But it's the fact that you can Mystical Space Typhoon another card, it gets destroyed, and then you lose your Vanity's Emptiness. And sometimes you yourself have to turn off your own Vanity's Emptiness in order to get ahead. So that's the only thing I'll say. That's why I preferred Vanity's Fiend, is that I could sit on a Vanity's Fiend, still have all my back row, and still be in a good position. Because I could freely run over Lindays and other monsters and not have to worry about them summoning over my Vanity's Fiend. So these are just the cards that I wanted to talk about. These are what I feel are some of the best side deck options against Mermails. But in the comments below, please leave cards that I forgot, cards that you enjoy siding against the deck, and why. And out of these cards listed here, which ones do you use? How many do you use outside of the one-ofs? And do you feel that they'll be effective, and do you feel that in the upcoming format, within a month, they'll still be effective against Mermail? And just leave your thoughts below. I like to hear new innovative cards that I never think of, because there are a lot of cards in this game. So it'd be interesting to see what you guys say. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thumbs it up, and let me know what episode you want me to do next. I'll probably be doing Boojins and other decks. So just feel free to leave it in the comments below, and I'll be bringing that to you guys soon. Thank you for watching.